Oh, this is what they've been waiting for. Y'all ready for low cuts? Cut their hands. Give them balls.
I just wanted to say sorry about the other day, period. You asked a question and I just answered it honestly, period. I really didn't mean to hurt your feelings. All right, what's up, people? This is Low Cuts, aka The Wiz, and I was just sending a message to my friend. He was over, we got into a conversation, he brought up religion, and the shit just fell apart. And so I was just sending him a message so he didn't take it personal. I was just keeping it real. Sorry for keeping it real, people. But anyway, I just wanted to say Happy New Year to everybody. I know I haven't made videos in a while. One of those reasons is I actually have a lot of videos, but I just didn't post them. And the reason is, I looked at some of my older videos and I really didn't have any views. So I just said, maybe I'm putting out videos too often, or people just aren't sharing them, whatever. But if the videos help you, then share them, because that's the only way this all works, is that we get information. But first of all, I've been getting different things from my family, and I've been getting different things from people that been leaving me messages. So I just want to let you know that I just want to let you know my purpose for making these videos. Basically, I decided to make these videos for behavior mods. So I'm trying to spark behavior modification, okay, by creating awareness. And with that awareness, I'm hoping to help people to learn how to process information. And basically, I'm a chess player, so when I see someone make a move, it might not be threatening by itself, but when you think down the line, you can see what's going to happen. So I can, from one move, I can see into the future and see what's about to happen. And this is what it takes to be a great chess player. And I've been playing since I was about 3 years old. So when I see something small, like, you know, fake hair or something like that, I'm looking at the implications of it. Okay. Let's see. The next thing I wanted to talk about is once we're able to, I think that once we're able to process information better, I think we'll be able to see ourselves in a better light. And if we can see ourselves in a better light, then I think that all the problems that we have with racism will be gone. I don't know about gone, but I think for anybody, if you're able to see yourself in a better light, other people will see you in a better light also. That's all. I think that's my main thing, and I think that I hear people complaining a lot, you know, oh, they don't do this and they treat us like this, and they, you know, and you got to understand that everybody does not have power over you. Okay? Maybe some people, but most people don't. And another thing you got to understand is equality is mainly about perception. Equality is about perception. So if you go and you want to eat a burger, just before you eat the burger and a cow stands up and the cow says, "Excuse me, kind fellow, can you tell me where the nearest Walmart is?" You're going to be like, You understand? So equality is about perception. Because if you look at things in a broader scale, what you'll notice is we're all the same. I mean, think about this. In America, for instance, I love America, you know, but I want you to notice something. In America, we have people that look less black, and we have people that look more black. That does not change their chemical makeup. Okay? Their chemical makeup is pretty much the same. It's just people that look more black or people that look less black. Now, for instance, if you take people in America, people that look like me, there is a a fraction of a percent of people that do not have white in them. Okay? So all these black people walking around thinking they're black, they have white in them. You know what I'm saying? They're not black. They're mixed. Okay? Also, the white people. There's not one white person, one, that does not have black in them. Okay? The difference is where was that relationship? Was it close to them? Was it this generation, or was it back here in this generation? If it was here, they're going to look less black. Now, if it was here, right next to their generation, they're going to look more black. That's it. If anybody that's white can prove to me that they have no black people in their family, I will give them $1 million. Okay? Do I have $1 million? No, because scientifically that's not possible. All right. So remember, equality is about perception. That's it. It's about perception. So the reason I make these videos is because I'm trying to save your kid from getting shot like Trayvon Martin. I'm trying to save your cousin or your dad from getting shot like Trayvon Martin, because it's about perception. Okay? So how do I do that? Do I complain? Why? The reason why I don't complain like most people do is because I know it's about perception.
How you are treated has a direct correlation with how you are perceived. What do people think when they see people that look like you? And why would they think that? If someone can assassinate your character, they won't be able to hear your cries or feel your pain. This is why if someone wants to do you wrong, the first step that they'll take is to assassinate your character. Because once they're able to do that, then the way that they treat you is justified.
What we need to do first is repair our perception and protect our perception. Other people do it. So if we're all the same and just people just look a certain way, they look more like, if I looked more Chinese, I would be Chinese. That doesn't mean I don't have white in me. That doesn't mean I don't have black in me. So we're all the same. And separation is a tool. And separation is, I wrote this down. All right, separation is a tool that takes the power from the public. Okay? You have public, like this, public. And then you have private. Now, separation takes public and it breaks it all into little segments. Now you have private becomes the dictator. And then public there is no more public. Everybody's broken up and separated into little groups. So separation, it takes power from the people and it gives it to the private individuals. Okay, and what you'll notice is the difference between people with power and people without power is just how they deal with separation. I mean, how they deal with their differences. The people with power, they put their differences aside to achieve something. Okay? The people without power, they use those differences to separate each other. So if you think about this, if you look at it, look at the people that separate themselves. The people that mostly are like, oh, I don't want to be around them. These are people with no power. Okay? Because power is not about color. Power is about power. Okay? So if you took all the black people off the planet right now, guess what? That structure would not change. Okay? There will be something else to divide the public. So there's certain small private group will have power over the public. Okay, so don't be fooled. Don't let people fool you. Equality is about perception. All right. And when you have a small private group, okay, over a large public group, what you'll notice is you'll see 100% control, dictatorship. But you'll see 0% accountability and 0% transparency. So that's not a good thing, okay? Because now you have total control over me, you have no accountability, and everything's done in secret. So just keep that in mind. We're all on the same boat, and we need to see each other as ourselves, because there is no difference. If we have a war, if we have a war today, the people that's in the war, they're heroes. Oh, and the other people that are fighting are the bad guys. Rah! Now, if you can transport yourself to that country, guess what? Those people are heroes too. Hey, they're the heroes, and we are the bad guys. So what you have to do is you have to stop separating yourselves from time and space. There is no separation of time and space. Okay? We are all the same people, and we are all going through the same experience. And if we look at it like that, it's better for everyone. Okay? Right now, how we look at it, it's only better for a few, and everybody else is struggling. What happened at night? I just wanted to say sorry about the other day, period. You asked a question and I just answered it honestly, period. I really didn't mean to hurt your feelings. All right. What's up, people? This is Low Cuts, aka The Wiz, and I was just sending a message to my friend who was over. We got into a conversation. He brought up religion, and the shit just fell apart. And so I was just sending him a message so he didn't take it personal. I was just keeping it real. Sorry for keeping it real, people. But anyway, all right. This email I sent, this text message I sent to my friend, this guy was talking about, he said, we were having a conversation, and he had said something about, I was explaining it, and he had no input because had nothing to do with church. And he was like, yeah, my whole thing is about church. And if it's not about church, I really don't have nothing to say. And I told him, I said, I respect your position. And I said, the only reason I decide not to talk about church is because it's pretty much subjective. So different people see it in different ways, for one. I said, for two, I have never met God. I have never met anybody that ever met God. So I don't like to talk in terms of God. So, and he was like, well, you know me. And I was like, seriously? Like, you're gonna, so people like to think of themselves as having a personal relationship with God. And I understand where it comes from. We're taught that when we're young. But there's really no true connection. I mean, think about it this way. If you are lonely, overweight, health problems, with a wig in your head, 3 different kids by 3 different babies' fathers, then guess what? You don't have a personal relationship with God. A lot of people say, "Oh yeah, I got a personal relationship with God, my Lord, and all this other stuff." And I mean, if you look around the world, you'll see the people that are the worst off, dependent most. And basically, it's a tool to justify where they are in life. To say, okay, this is bad, but there's more. There's going to be better days. And I get that, but to totally rely on this facade is not helpful. And this guy, all right, forget about this guy. But I had another experience with a friend of mine from New York. I went to see her, and she's older than me, and she said, "Oh yeah," she said, "yeah, I had a hard time, but I got a personal relationship with God, and it just turned my life around." And me, I'm like, and I'm looking around our house like, in this shithole, you got a personal relationship with God? If you have a personal relationship with God, then he don't like your ass. He personally has something against you. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is, people need to think about what they say. And you can't just have an excuse to be inactive, okay? And that right there is that excuse to be inactive. Bottom line is this. If all this shit was true, it would not be in every single corner, okay? If it's empowering people, you're not going to see it in every single corner. I mean, I think you should believe in something, but listen, believe in that stuff personally on your own, but when you say something like that, it holds no weight when you reflect it or compare it to your life, all right? My name is Lotex, and I'll see you guys. What happened next? And obviously, I don't know if you noticed, I do focus on black women. That's just a fact. And people get this. They get this light goes off and go, oh yeah, he hates his mom. That's what. Oh yeah, he hates himself. Oh no, he's jealous. He always wanted a vagina. And I just want people to understand that I do not have anything against a certain look, okay, a certain color. I'm beyond that, all right? But I have noticed a pattern of behavior when it comes to our communities, okay? And the thing is, I always notice patterns of behavior in anyone. Okay? In anyone, in any situation. I'm looking for patterns of behavior. Okay? This side is hot. This side of the room is hot. This side is cold. That's the pattern of behavior. I'm noticing that environment, that pattern. Okay? So, you guys understand I do focus on women, and that's because I'm trying to get to the kids. I'm trying to help the kids. How do you help these kids turn away from a negative, ignorant way of thinking? Okay? And who's teaching this ignorant way of thinking? This is why I'm focusing on the women. Okay? I can say to the women, I can easily just say, you shouldn't use your kids against this guy, as a pawn. I can say that. I can say, I think it's a good idea to get married before you have a kid. I can say it like that also. But logic does not work when you're dealing with people, our people. It doesn't work. It doesn't work when you're dealing with our people. You know why? Because from slavery, certain things had to be forced upon us. Okay? And after that, we had to justify that behavior. So now, right now, because we're separated from that event, those events in slavery, all we just see is the behavior and we're trying to protect it. So I get that. I'm not blaming women. I'm not blaming black women for being the way that they are. Because the way that they are was forced upon them through the experiences of those black people back then. Okay? That's not our experience. Okay? That's their experience. Okay? That experience affects us today. But those people were those people back then. Okay? The thing that hurts us today is we share those experiences and those classical conditioning with our children. That's what hurts us, because now we're bringing the past into the future. All right. So no, I don't hate black women and all that other stuff, but I do see who's in control in our environment. Okay, and that's who I'm talking to. The logic doesn't work. So if I say, let me think. So the reason why logic doesn't work with us is because our core values are distorted. Okay? So if our core values are distorted, I can't use logic. That's not in my pocket. I can't use that as a tool. So what I'm trying to use is I'm trying to use a creative way to help, change behavior. So that's what I'm doing. I don't blame black women for everything that they do and all that other stuff. I understand that they were forced to. I mean, think about it. This is the natural way that things were supposed to happen. Okay, based on the events. Back in the days, they came in and they killed all the strongest men, all the men that had any inclination to fight, and to protect. They killed them. Okay. Now, all the women were the adults. They didn't have nobody to what do you call it? They didn't have no one to bounce ideas off of, and they had to make all the choices. Now, as they wanted to protect their kids, they had to teach their kids to be submissive, how to survive. Okay, how to separate from each other. You can't be too close to another. You can't get into groups because people will hate you or people will try to kill you. You don't want to threaten nobody. So they had to do that as a mother out of love. Okay, so I don't hate them for that. Okay, they had to come into the role of the father also. So they had to be tough and all that other stuff. So I don't hate them for that. What else? But think about this. As these people were getting older, the men that the women just finished teaching to be sissies, they're sissies. They're submissive. But now they're not little no more. Now it's not for protection anymore. Now it's just, the behavior. Yes, yes, master. Yes, yes. More biscuits, sir. So imagine the people that look like your counterpart that looks like you, looking at you like, you guys are the worst, blah, 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 this and that. That's understandable, okay? So I don't hate them for that. That's how you would logically feel about that situation. So over time, this is what's been happening. And after slavery, there was really no, the guy never was able to come back from that. You understand? Because it's a loop system. It just keeps happening and happening. And the woman's raising the kid to feel a certain way. He acts a certain way. Other women say you're weak. They end up raising their kid alone. They do the same thing all over. So I get that. I don't hate nobody for that. Okay? All I'm just trying to do is point out that it's a cycle, it's a system, it's a function. What I'm saying is we need to change that function to a standard operating procedure for success when it comes to dating, when it comes to raising a family, when it comes to teaching your child. Or teaching your child to process the information that happened, to process those events. A lot of the inferiority complex that black people have is because they never learned how to process these events, okay? Really quick, I'm going to tell you, this is how it goes. I'm going to help you process it really quick, okay? Slavery was about economics. It wasn't about hate, it was about economics, okay? Racism, it's not about hate. Oh, we hate their color. Let's kill them. Racism is not about hate. Racism is about sex. Okay? Racism is affirmative action for natural selection. Okay? That's all it is. So you have to look it up, do some research, but that's it in a nutshell. So you have a lot of people, black people, walking around thinking, oh, they hate us. Nah, they hate us. That's what it is. They hate us. And the thing is, they don't even know what's going on. All right? I'm just trying to let you know the math and what's going on. And if you're able to detach yourself from your emotions, detach yourself from your group, use some critical thinking skills, what you'll notice is the math adds right up. It comes right in line with what's going on. It's just math. Okay? So keep that in mind. I don't hate black women, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to them because they are the ones with the power in our community, and they're the ones that decide what's normal in our community. Okay? Girl has a kid. He's a bastard. Because he's a bastard, it's okay. But the thing is this. or not because he's a bastard, it's okay. Because she had him, it's okay. So now all of a sudden, all right, women bastards are good. So all these women are having bastards. Nobody has a problem with it. But I wouldn't have a problem with it either if it wasn't destroying our perception. Okay? Men do get women pregnant. Women don't do it alone. But women have the power in our communities. Okay? So they don't do it alone. They don't create this problem alone. They didn't get how they are by themselves. But the fact of the matter is they are how they are. Okay? It's a negative thing, and it needs to be addressed and admitted at least. I mean, most people wouldn't even admit none of the stuff that I'm saying. So just keep that in mind. Because our core values are distorted. Everything that we process, every piece of information that we try to process is distorted also. Okay? So if I say, can you imagine this? Imagine this. You have a person that is embarrassed of their self, of the way that they look. They're putting wigs in their hair. Listen, it's okay if I wear a mask. It's okay to wear a Halloween mask. But there's a problem if I felt the need that I had to wear a Halloween mask every day to feel acceptable. Okay? Can you imagine the impact that will have on your child? Do you realize your child, when your child starts to develop, he has to communicate with the people that are raising him? Do you realize that 97% of all communication is nonverbal? That means your mom can say, oh, baby, yeah, love yourself, love yourself. Oh, I'm black and I'm proud. They can say that all day long. But 97% of all communication is nonverbal. That means you don't have to say shit. And your kid knows how you feel about yourself, how you feel about black people. You understand what I'm saying? They know that you're inferior. That's all something that they can see, and it is communicated non-verbally. Okay? So just keep this stuff in mind. The way that you act as women, it was a function of the way that you were treated. I get that. But you are going to have a kid by yourself. Women have kids by themselves. The only thing that attaches them to a family is that marriage. Okay? That's a safe bet. Yes, that's a safe bet. Yeah, are there guys that'll be there for their kid even though they don't love the woman enough to marry them? Kinda. But not really. Okay? So just keep that shit in mind. If I say, the reason why your kids don't like black women is because you don't like black women. That's why you wear the fake hair. The women say, oh, well, white women wear fake hair. And you get that a lot. Now, ask me. Yeah, low cuts. Why do you date white girls? White guys date white girls. You see how that doesn't make sense? If somebody goes to jail for stealing a candy bar, he's not going to say to the police, oh, okay. Oh, you hate Americans. You hate Americans. How can you hate Americans? Your mother was American. That doesn't even make sense. What we're doing is we are focusing on the problem. Okay? We're focusing on that behavior, not the fact that your mother has white teeth too. So if you pull a cavity, you must hate your mother. How can you do that? Your mother has white teeth. You understand what I'm saying? If you see something broke, fix it. If it's a part of you, then you better fix it. You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you hate yourself. But like I said before, 99% of all black people hate themselves. Okay? There's no way around it. There's no way around it. The only way for you not to hate yourself is to understand yourself. Okay? And if you don't believe me, I want you to ask for yourself. You could send me the video of ask 10 black people, why do you love black people? Guess what? If they're not watching my videos, they're not gonna have any idea. Oh, we like music good. We got style. We play basketball better. You understand what I'm saying? All of these reasons are invalid. Okay? They just make you feel better. But they're invalid. Okay? Anybody can play basketball. Anybody can sing. Anybody can dance. Anybody can learn to do these things. All right? Only reason we're seen as better because we're not allowed to go into any other field because we have no, it's not. We're not allowed to go into any other. We have no other channels of success because of us. Because of us. Not because of someone else. Okay? Because think about it this way. Everything that you need to know for tomorrow, based on your experience. Okay? Based on the things that you have to overcome. Everything that you overcome, every obstacle that you have has the ability to make you a better person. Okay? A great person. All right? So we've been through a lot of obstacles. The one thing that we just don't have, we don't have that communication from the parent to the seed. So we can't spread any information from the parent to the seed. So when we have a child, the child starts back at 0. Okay? Could you imagine that? Everybody every program you ever bought, every time it needed an update, it started back at 0. Could you imagine how primitive our systems would be if we couldn't build each system off the other system? The only reason we can't do that, the only reason we have not done that is because there's no communication from the parent to the child. Okay? So our kids start back at 0. Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to change that. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to say, I know you're getting help. I know you're getting help, and I know it's good that all the stuff that you're getting for the kids, for having babies out of wedlock. I understand that. If you're a slave, that you don't have anything, guess what? Your kids, they allow you into the promised land. Only problem is, this is not the promised land because those kids get big. All right? So that's all I got to say. All I got to share with you guys. Like I said, if you got something out of it, then share it. Because one person knowing something, like myself, only puts me in danger. Because I'm the only person that is trying to share the information. Meanwhile, so I'm the only problem. Everybody else don't have a problem. Oh, they're just dancing and singing. Oh, what's his problem? This guy is so negative. We're trying to uplift us. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing us down. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to understand, we need to share this information because right now we don't have no vehicle to communicate the things that we're building upon. You know, we need to build upon the communication. Okay, and right now we have no vehicle. So share it, subscribe, whatever, and leave your comments. All right, my name is Low Cuts.